Now, it's an extremely small town, Ina. The population back then was only 460 people. So one can imagine you really did know each other. And also, ultimately, it would make you feel relatively safe. When there isn't a big population, you don't feel the same level of threat as you do. But if you go to church regularly and you start becoming engaged in the church experience, then clearly you're going to build relationships. And that demonstrates that they're obviously sociable as well as being religious, as well as being talented. So this supervisor, who has the good grace to do that, we have to acknowledge it, don't we? I mean, people are in jobs these days and you might not turn up and people might be annoyed and try to get hold of you, but very often they'll just leave it, you know? 6 months later, you might be found. But not in this case. This supervisor is deeply concerned. So calling Keith's parents to check whether something's gone on, do they need to know about it, or are they there, as opposed to where they're meant to be? But neither knew what had happened to the son. Neither. And this again is completely out of character. Now, Don Dardeen, that was Keith's father, he then straight away called Jefferson County Sheriff's Office and says, listen, I've got a house key. I'm going to drive over to my son's house, but I would really appreciate it if you were to come and meet me and then you can investigate with me. And that's a very sensible thing, because if you are concerned that something terrible might have happened to your child or their family, or maybe there's been an accident, you are going to want the authorities present. Now, early reports from the police about the Dardeen family's homicide were quite limited. And also some of the information that got out was quite contradictory. And of course, if things aren't linear, it allows people to start creating stories in their minds. So because there isn't a direct press release about what's happening or a press conference that is very specific and sticks to the point and tells the same story, it means that rumours are going to flourish. So the two counties' respective coroners, they even differed on whether Keith had died of a head injury that had been inflicted by being dragged from a car or that he was shot. And they are pretty distinct, aren't they?